So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the third pillar of business ethics, and that is called integrity. Okay, you would have heard this term quite often. I had also, but I did not know what it really meant. Okay, and integrity simply means wholeness, completeness. It's a quality of your character. Okay, it's something you are. It's something who you are. Okay, and integrity is really at a very fundamental level an alignment between thoughts, words, and actions. When these three are aligned, then you have what we call a complete cycle of wholeness. All right, if a person is thinking something but they're projecting themselves in a different way, and they're saying something else and they're doing something else, then we call that person crooked. Right? You would have met those people that from the moment they step in the room, you do not trust them. You just don't trust them. You cannot trust them. And they walk a little bit crooked because they are crooked. Okay? And you want to be someone who says what he thinks and acts what he says. If you do that, then what you will have is trust from people. If you don't have trust from people, you're really going to be alone, because everything in life comes from people. The money that you want to make is going to come from people. The opportunities that will be presented to you will come from people. The support, the advice that you want from people, the partnerships that you want from people, the alliance that you will need to create to become wealthy, all of those connections, it's the whole company and the whole business or even employment is going to happen when you're aligned with, your thoughts, words, actions are aligned, and people see that your thoughts, words, and actions are aligned. And what this does is it creates a foundation for relationships. When you say to someone that I'm going to be there at 8 p.m., you're giving them your word. And based on your word, they are going to align themselves with you. And if you're not there at 8 p.m., then what will happen is there is going to be a distrust, a mistrust. There will be a very subtle breakage of trust in that relationship. Now, there are going to be times when you are not going to be able to make it. There is some emergency. You're stuck in traffic. This happened to me recently. I got stuck in traffic and I had given my word somewhere. The moment, and I realized at 30 minutes early that I will not be able to make it to the call. So what I did was I immediately wrote a message to the person that I will not be able to make it at that time, and because of this reason, and we can extend it. We will have to delay the time. And then that will still have integrity. But you need to make sure that whenever you cannot fulfill the promise that you make, then you will have to get in communication and say that I can no longer honor the agreement that I said, and for these reasons I tried my best, but I simply cannot do it. And the trust will remain. The trust will not be broken. So this is an extremely important part, because business transactions are happening inside of trust. Would you want to do business with some company that committed to you a delivery time and then they took another 2-3 weeks? It's not going to work. And what you will notice is, as you start practicing this, you will find yourself making less promises to less people, because you actually have an intention to honor them. So you will have to say no a lot. You will have to say, no, I cannot do that because I have these words prior given. My time is allocated and I cannot attend to you, for example. So it's important to have this, and it's really a thing that's parallel to honesty, because honesty is something that you're saying what you think. Okay, so these these things are all interlinked. All right. Even being in compliance with the law, you have essentially given your word that you're going to honor the law, so you need to honor that. And you will find that when you are in integrity, you have this kind of unshakable character, this feeling that some other people will say that he's solid, he's good, he's trustworthy, and we can rely on him. Even if he cannot fulfill his promise, he will always come back and he will say that, but you got to make sure that you do everything that it takes to fulfill the promise. Still you cannot, you got to keep in communication so that that trust is fulfilled. And sometimes you will have to compensate if you cannot fulfill a promise to make that situation right and whole and complete. You start doing this and you will notice people who do not know you will start trusting you, because it's just going to be in very fabric of who you are. We are formed through our actions, we are formed through our words, we are formed through our thoughts, and people can tell who is a liar and who is an honest person, and people can tell who has integrity and who is crooked. Even crooked people can identify other crooked people, and even crooked people respect people who have integrity. So these are really the foundations of relationships, business relationships, personal relationships, and you will avoid so much of problems just by following these pillars in this business ethics course. This course is really set up so that you do not face problems in your business in future. If you're creating a big business, it's going to be very big, and you have an intention of scaling it, you want that whole structure to be very stable. And these are really the foundation aspects. People who make a mistake at the foundational level, initially it may be fine, but after a few years, you will see their structure is not stable, it will collapse. So you don't want that to happen. You want proper foundation so that people respect you, people trust you, and people can rely on you. When you have these elements, they will give you the control of their money that they earned with a lot of hard work. Okay, the bankers are going to trust you, your board members are going to trust you, your business partners are going to trust you, your friends and family, they're going to trust you. You will have access to resources because you're someone who's honorable. You're someone who holds himself to that standard of doing what he said he was going to do and saying things that he actually had an intention to do. And this is the reason why relationships last long, business partnerships last long. So I have had many times in my life make a list of things that I said I was going to do and I did not do them. So I established contact with those individuals and I restored that situation. Okay, I restored it. I acknowledged it, that I said I was going to do it, I didn't do it, and here is what I'm going to do to make the situation right, and then this trust can be restored. So these are really essential things. These are small things, but these are things that make the fabric of your character. These qualities are going to be the reasons why you're going to be put into powerful positions. And these qualities are going to be the reason that will make you stay in those powerful positions. And one of the most powerful individuals that I know of, his name, I'm sorry, I cannot tell his name, but he was a former CEO of a $3.5 billion company. He's my chairman now. He told me one time, Prithvi, my name is like a gold coin in this region. You can go, anybody can say anything in this country about me. People are not going to believe it because my name is like a gold coin. My reputation is like a gold coin. And his whole career, very successful career, is built on his reputation, on his word. Anytime he had to give any targets or anything, and he has honored that. He has honored that. So, and whenever he cannot, there are times when he cannot, he always got in touch and he said, I cannot, I'm sorry, and this is how we can fix it, this is how we can restore it, restore the situation. These are very intricate things, but very essential things, and it will take you far. So that's pillar number 3, integrity.